Okay, so I hope you can hear me well. Good evening, and welcome to the last presentation for today. My name is Achim Autenried, and together with my colleague Alan Lum, we will be showing a joint demo from BT, Schedule, and ADVA Optical Networking. And the demo is about service innovation by network virtualization. And we will be demonstrating dynamic bandwidth service over a multi-layer optical network using the OpenFlow protocol and the Open Daylight controller. So BT, as a global network operator, has a large footprint and many different customers, and some customers like media and broadcast companies or cloud service provider are very much used to dynamic services and self-provisioning of these services. However, with the current fixed transport network design, it is a quite lengthy process to roll out new services in the network. So using open SDN interfaces, we look at how we can plug in a commercial software from Schedule to roll out a service in a multi-layer network, including an open optical transport network. So how does the setup look like? The media and broadcast companies are very much used to dynamic services, and the de facto standard commercial tool for scheduling of resources, network connectivity, is a tool called Schedule. And what we did is that in the demo which we are showing here, in the setup we have a full multi-layer network with a 3-node optical ring, which is here in the racks, 3 Ethernet switches, OpenFlow enabled layer 2 switches to be precise. And on top of this, we are running a network hypervisor which abstracts the network, does network virtualization and allows therefore multi-tenancy, and is a policing point, because for the different open SDN controllers running on top of for the different customers, they have now their partition of the network which they can control together with some policies on how many services they are allowed to run in the network and so on. So the Schedule application is running northbound of an Open Daylight controller and setting up services in the optical network. And this is what we will show in the demo. Here we see the workflow. We are using the application schedule a service in this, which you will see then this is stored, and at the right time service provisioning is triggered in the Open Daylight controller and pushed through the network hypervisor to the optical network. And I hand over to Alan Lum, who will show this in the live demo.
Thank you. Can you all hear me? Yep, good. Excellent. So what we have on the screen here is Schedule, which is the application Achim mentioned, which is a resource and calendaring manager that is used extensively within the broadcast media sector. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to provision a service. It's 23 minutes past round about now. So I'm going to provide a service for, say, 26 minutes past. So I shall schedule this in now. I will drag a service from 26 minutes past until 28 minutes past. And what we're going to actually provide here is from our pool of network resources, we're going to provide a media server going to a media client. And Schedule has selected an appropriate path for me through its logic and knows that this is going to need a light path in the middle providing, and in this case from C to B. This applies to our 3-node ROADM optical ring that we have over there. So I'll insert that, and we'll see the resources booked out on the calendaring application there. So I'll just minimize that and we'll see our other view, which I'll go over what's on this screen. We have our Open Daylight controller, which critically, if we look at the moment, has no flows. We have a video client, which should be the recipient when the media server kicks in, and we have a bandwidth monitor at the bottom. So we are going to hopefully at 26 minutes past see the video stream start. So whilst we're waiting for that, we'll talk about what we can see on the Open Daylight controller. So Schedule is directly integrated with Open Daylight in this case. So it is going to ask Open Daylight to provision the light path for us. The middle of that network diagram you see at the top there is what's called ADVA optical network. That's actually the hypervisor, that's the abstraction of our optical network. So we only see one virtual switch, but this actually is the container of all three of the nodes that we have on there. So when we see this this flow configured, we will actually see it on that ADVA optical switch. So 45 seconds to go. We should see, when this happens correctly, the video stream start. We're actually going to trigger the video streaming as well from Schedule. So this is a good demonstration of how an application can be used that's not traditionally a networking application. It doesn't do network provisioning in that respect, but how it can be used to integrate all of these different functions, all of these different network functions, all of these various different functions. Schedule can be used to provision things like truck rolls and things like that, but it's actually driving, in our case, an optical network. So I did say 26 minutes past, didn't I? So hopefully, round about now, bit of buffering, come on, you can do it. Oh yeah, no, the client's not started, there we go. So yeah, it is actually streaming, thank you. And actually what we can see is on the bandwidth monitor there, we can see that the bandwidth actually started when we expected it to. The video client just wasn't sat there listening to it. So that's basically the demonstration. It will actually deprovision this at the end of the 2 minutes that we've scheduled. We might run out of time before that happens, but hopefully you've enjoyed the last demo of today. Any closing remarks, Akin?
Yeah, thank you. So with the 30 seconds to go, just some closing remarks. With the normal traditional way of running service via some network management system, some operational support system, it would have been a much higher effort to integrate these services. With the open interfaces and the programmable optical transport network, we can now roll out new services and plug in third-party commercial applications into this kind of multi-layer network environment much faster and be able to offer these services much more dynamically. So thank you very much and enjoy the evening.
Good job, guys. I want to thank the folks from ADVA, thank all of our presenters tonight. Great job, guys. They are still pouring beer here, so
8 minutes.
We're waiting.
Back.
Make sure you do that. You get about 1 minute.